Gave me a countdown. Okay. Hey, this is Studio 586 Stories. What's good? What's going on? It's Matt and Ross here. We got somebody on the show. Our buddy upstate, up in New York. EuTheCypher. How you doing there?
I'm well. Doing well. How y'all doing?
We're doing pretty good over
It's
here.
a good day.
Yeah.
Good to be here, as they say.
Good to be here, right?
Good to be here.
Okay. First question. Where are you from?
Brooklyn, New York, Marine Park, New York, sir.
I think I spoiled the answer. How do you like the Big Apple?
I love the Big Apple, man. Grew up here. It's here when I was a little kid. Years ago, man. I love it here. I definitely want to go around to different states, though. So always keep that in mind. I love traveling.
Right.
But New York's my home.
Does New York feel like having the world at your fingertips? Like, yeah, there's home, but also like it's almost like right out your door, the whole universe, instead of.
I'll say I felt that way going there. Because Columbus is really different from New York. Not in a bad way, just different. It's more chill. It's less going on. It's just. Yeah.
She doesn't never sleep, so
in New York,
you can do something. If you wake up at any hour, you probably go do something.
There's always something going on.
Facts.
But it's growing up in a very melting pot. You get everybody Asian, Jamaican, Russian, everybody. White, whatever.
We got everybody.
I got everybody. One of the most amazing things about traveling to big cities, and this is small town guy, right? Moved back and forth in the Midwest a few times. I've lived in a few cities, in Bangkok. But Atlanta and New York have a thing that there'll be a young lady walk past. And oh crap! Did I do that? Hold on.
There be a young lady walk past.
Young, and literally what you think is, what mad scientist in what lab came up with this combination? You're just like, I don't know where she's from, but oh my god!
Oh my, yeah, your mind's like blown.
That you literally picture like it's alive, and going, what we need is a little Asian, a little Asian, and a little Cajun.
Right.
You gotta reevaluate your life, bro.
No, I don't even mean I'm past the phase of needing that, like going, oh, I want that, but it's more the point of just you go, wow, that's amazing.
Like, yo, that's a nice mix. It's like when you come across some food that you've never tried before, and everything is just it mixes together
new
well.
Flavor ice cream.
Yeah. So tell me, what is your first memory?
My first memory, shit, probably had to be running around my grandma's backyard because she used to live in Long Island when I was a kid, so I had that. And, very grateful for that, but yeah, no, probably something like that. I was always chilling by myself in the crib, just lollygagging, playing around, But, yeah.
Whereabouts in Long Island?
Suffolk County, I think. But I like that. That was like my sanctuary. So some of the first memories I had were there, but I always lived in Brooklyn. So I would just go there on the weekends. So it would either be in my apartment or in my grandma's house. Those were like some of my first memories.
Yeah, I used to go back and forth, like where I lived in my grandma's house. I'd go back and forth.
Where was your grandma at?
We were both in the same city, so it wasn't that far to travel. But it was like I get that, like going to your grandma's house for the weekend, like it feels it gives me good memories. How do you work?
How do I work? I mean, kind of a very flexible, free-flowing situation. I always try to make sure that everything, like I have time slots for certain stuff. Like, I like doing cardio in the morning. and then I'll go to the gym later, and then I have to fit college and music into that. So I do a lot of, I always try to, like, even I'll do stuff as soon as I wake up in the morning if I have an idea. And then I also just stay up all night and then, wake up late and then go to college and do everything else. But it's really about time management and fitting in different stuff at the right time.
Getting things done. Something like
Yeah.
So how do you pray?
Right?
How do you
forgot
pray?
play.
Oh, how do you... Sorry, I
Play?
skipped one. How do
Bruh,
you play?
Yeah. How do you play? Like, what do you? Yeah. See, what do you mean by that though?
Like, how do you
Like,
have
what
fun?
do
How do
I-
you enjoy yourself? How do you... Somewhere along... Like, what's your...
Leisure?
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you
Yeah.
make sure that? So what do you consider that time out of your life that to some extent is for joy, for playing? If you
Yeah.
make, you know what I mean? Make it what you feel like it means, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
How do you play,
That would
bro?
that would also be my work, honestly, because part of my relaxation time, especially I get home exhausted from the gym, and you're like, you know what? I'll fit in a song today. Let me go record something. Let me, have an edible or smoke a little something, and then make some shit. I just love making art. It's usually what I'll do. I'll be drawing or I'll record something or I'll just jot lyrics down. But that always puts my mind at ease.
Man,
Yeah.
I really wish I like had the... I need to figure that out. Like, just mixing in, like, okay, this time I'm doing music. This time we're doing work. This time we're doing music. This time we're doing work, and just getting that balance together, like, in a good way.
I think scheduling even play is really important. It ends up,
Yeah.
you'll find you have more time if you kind of make the things you have to do concrete
Right.
in your schedule.
If you make the things
If
that
you
you
like-
have to get done matter.
Well, by deciding when,
Right.
it means the other time you don't have to feel bad about not doing that piece because you know
You
that
already
when
know
Yeah.
that
you
you
said
have
I'm gonna
time
do
for
it,
that. Yeah,
you'll make the.
got you.
It's believing in your own word.
I get that.
It's like to some extent.
Standing on your word and
Oof.
just doing stuff that you say you're gonna do, Yeah.
That's a great speech. Can you go on?
Yeah. You keep giving a speech, man. I'm telling you. But anyways, how do you pray?
Pray. Yeah.
Meditate,
Just 'cause
Um,
we're
cleanse
taking
your
as
center.
meditate, whatever, like how
Whatever
do you
that
calm
means
your-
to you.
Yeah, I'm not really a religious person, so it's more in the sense of, just trying to find calm and think about stuff. So constantly, sometimes, like, life throws shit at you, man,
Mhm.
and you gotta keep going. And sometimes there's stuff you have to take a break on. Like sometimes I'll do music all week and I'll be fried, and then when you realize, okay, let me put the pen down, let me put the
right?
let me put the music down for a second.
Yeah.
Gives you time to sit back and think about shit. So I usually end up doing that on like the weekends and stuff.
You got to make space for you,
Right.
the cipher, to exist.
Yeah. Because it goes to a point where it's just like I've gotten into such a habit of writing a song. I feel like Bart Simpson gets to a point you're scrolling the same shit on the wall. And you gotta like take a break, think about stuff, get back into it.
Let it rest for a minute.
Right.
I always
Yeah.
talk about resting the pieces so they can settle into place. That sometimes you gotta like let go of this stuff where you're like so sure how it goes,
Right.
and you take a minute to just let yourself rest in it, and you're like, oh, and click. Sometimes it's not a
Yeah.
guarantee, but every once in a while you'll beat your head, and when you take that moment off, it's like a little while later you're just sitting there doing something else, and all of a sudden you're like, oh damn, I'm a dumbass, and the thing you were working on,
Right. It
suddenly
was
you're like,
kicking
click.
around in your head while you weren't thinking about it. So it
Damn,
was-
lame
Yeah.
rhymes with fame. I could have finished that. No.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Trying to relate with the rapper crowd, you see what I'm saying? T-Saurus here with the words. Break it down.
Tell me, what do you love?
Sure. What I love.
Yeah.
Damn. That's
Right?
food and people. Definitely. Two of the top
Popular
things.
answer. I like
Word
it.
out to the ladies. EuTheCypher likes to eat.
Yes, sir. I have a whole song about that. That's in top list. And that's on pizza as well.
Pizza. You got a pizza song?
Yes,
oh
sir.
my gosh, dude.
Like pizza is a way to a woman's heart, bro.
Trying to
With
bust
my
off
heart.
a slice. What you talking about?
You trying to catch a slice? That's what I'm trying to do. You know?
Wait a minute. Can we pause for a minute to think about good New York?
Oh my gosh,
I've eaten pizza all over the United States, and don't get me wrong, I love all the varieties.
Hey man, but Tennessee surprised me.
Right?
So,
well, I'm telling you at the same time, go to Chicago, man. Get that big ass thing.
Definitely, yeah, I gotta go.
It'll kick your butt because I mean it's like 2.5 inches thick, but it's stuff, and then the cheese and the sauce melts down into it all.
Yeah.
So it's just a different thing. But oh man, fold me up a slice with some fresh mozz on it.
Actually, this was the EP I released most recently was harder, and I actually was planning to make another EP all about food because I released.
I know, I love it,
dude. Every track has to be food related. Hit me up because I got some food verses.
You know what?
I got some.
And then what you do is you make clean versions and you go based on whatever
you can sell it, bro.
Whatever food you're talking to.
Right,
go find those people and sell them.
No, you go to if you talking about hot dogs in a
Listen
song,
here, Orville, it's the best popcorn
company,
song you've ever heard.
Right?
I mean, bro, like that's what I'm saying.
I'm telling you,
you got to play to your audience.
We got to make a domino song, you know?
I own the rights to that hot sauce song, so
nice.
I gotta sell that shit, bro.
There you go.
That's
See?
What's up, bro?
Well, and even if what it is you find a home and you start being able to find sponsors or something. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Because one of the things we talk about often here is what we want to be as a place that's affiliated with artists. It's not that we're looking to make money off artists. It's what we want to do is lift people up and show them to the world.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know,
and then they could pave the way and do the same thing for you and other people.
Right.
Amen, brother.
Right?
That's it. And then there's another studio somewhere else where people are getting heard, and then another studio and another studio. And next thing
that's
you know,
why I gotta introduce you guys to Studio 404, man. that's like my home sanctuary. They're expensive, but I know everybody there, and I usually, I always pop in to see what's up. I'm actually getting a job this summer, so I should be able to record there. But
well, here's what's crazy about what we're doing.
It's amazing.
There's never a charge in my home. Our goal is to hear people, but you get invited in. You know what I mean? So it was funny. Ross for the longest was like, "What we need to do is sell studio time. We can make money by selling studio time." And I finally looked at me one day and I said,
money a little bit. Sorry.
If you charge a person for an hour of studio time, that means if he irritates you after 5 minutes, you can't kick him out on his fucking ass.
That is a good point.
If on the other hand, you
gotta sit through the whole hour.
If on the other hand you go, hey, anything you do here, you just throw this back end small tiny point on so that you make it so maybe other voices get heard later.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? It's the idea is we don't need labels anymore. We don't need big corporations to tell us who gets to talk and what we want to hear. So what if we created a new world where what we do is we work together to drain the corporations dry? Because if we can get people to watch our stuff, the corporations will pay us endlessly.
Right.
And we won't have to charge the people watching and listening to us either. It can only last so long. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen as far as financially. But let's break the system. Anyways, what was the next question?
What do you fear?
Yeah, what do I fear?
Yeah, you thought that last question was deep?
Failure, honestly, but failure's taught me so much. It's kind of a love-hate relationship with it, because I think everybody everybody hates this thing of doing something fucking wrong.
Yeah.
But then ultimately you're like, oh well, at least I know how to do this thing better. Right. As long as I keep going, that's your failures don't define you unless you let them. So
I always forget that just because I did something wrong, because I now know that it's wrong, that means I know the right thing to do now. So I should at least do it. Like, I always forget that piece. I get stuck in the.
If you're paying,
everybody has the power to change, man.
Yep. If you're paying for lessons, you might as well learn how to play piano. It's stupid to just keep paying for them and not learn nothing. That's all I'm saying.
Right?
Definitely.
Right? Time put in.
What do you know?
What do I know? That's some of these questions, man. What do I know? I mean, contextually, it depends on what we're talking about. If we're talking about music, I would say I know a generous amount of knowledge on that. You know,
in your soul, what do you feel is the concrete in your life? What do you know?
In your soul.
In your soul.
what's my concrete?
Get in your hole. That's your hole.
No,
Go
your
home.
soul.
Oh, your
Stop.
What's
That's I don't know, some Adam Sandler movie where he's
I
screaming
don't
at a golf ball.
I don't know. What's your
Happy
answer?
Gilmore. What's your answer?
Happy Gilmore? Yeah. I would say that in life, there's no guarantees except that. No, only thing in life that's guaranteed is that there are no guarantees. That's what I would say. That's my absolute
guiding light.
The only pattern you can count on is that there will be chaos.
Right? Right?
And now all I can picture is Butters as Captain Chaos. It's an interesting thing, though, when we start talking about what we know, is because I like think there's like knowledge, exactly like you were saying, like, and I don't even know how to quantify that anymore, because I kind of got to the point of, okay, so what could you know relative to what do I know?
You can't quantify it either because everybody knows something.
Right? Oh, I love that. That's literally my addiction at the moment, is the idea that, so I came to a point where I realized my perspective was bullshit. You know, you start watching those science things about the fact that your perspective lies to you to avoid cognitive dissonance, to avoid you going crazy and whatnot.
Right.
And
yeah.
So when I came to terms with the idea that the one thing I had been using as my primary way of judging whether or not things were legitimate or real was this piece of me that is more than willing to lie to me and change the story over and over again to make it fit whatever bullshit I'm currently believing. That it got to the point where I'm like, so it got to the point of, okay, then I want to see other people's perspectives. I want to see. It kind of
gives you, this lens of you're not perceiving what's right in front of you.
Right.
You're like, the answer's right there, but you're in the corner looking away.
Right, because you think you already know the answers in the corner.
I mean, again, and that's something that ties back to that question, what do you fear and what do you love? Because ultimately, most things come from a place of fear or a place of love.
Right.
You don't want to do something because you're afraid. You don't want to look at whatever you don't want to look at because you're afraid of what you're looking at.
Right.
Well, a lot of times you're afraid of what it's going to mean about what's inside of you.
It's you're like you accept that it's real now.
Mean about what you love. See, I tied them together.
Yeah.
But to a great extent, so I started thinking. Have you ever heard the old African proverb about the three blind mice and the elephant?
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
And they're all describing their reality. Like the one guy, it's a snake. The one guy.
The one guy, it's a snake. The one guy, it's a tree.
Well, whatever.
The other one, it's something.
So imagine for a minute that our perspectives are like that. And so that even though all of our realities vary and our description of our experience, in the end, what we're all describing is that there's still an elephant in the room.
Yeah.
and
it's actually very interesting you brought this up because I had a conversation with somebody recently where it's like everybody has a different perspective on what normal is. So like normal doesn't exist because it's different to everybody. So
it's a social construct. It's not real.
Yeah.
It's totally all of the things that you think are rules, unless
it's all just labels and shit, man.
I should start responding to your very normal, like that's your opinion. It's not.
No, the cool thing
is, if you think about it, right, there's no normal.
Yeah, there's not.
So there's gotta be.
Okay, but go back a second. That's the normal.
The normal is that there's no normal. So I'm saying if someone's saying you're normal, that's your opinion.
No. My point is
that's your opinion of normal.
He's on some Big Lebowski shit. That's just like your opinion.
That's
man.
just like your opinion,
that's just your opinion, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
It really pulled the room together, dude. But to some extent, it's an interesting point that as we discover, you're right back to EuTheCypher saying what you've got guaranteed is chaos.
Right.
That the part you have to accept, if you're going to get through your day,
right,
you have to accept that you're not doing it alone. The universe is going to do its thing around you. People, flies, birds, whatever.
Life is gonna life.
Life is gonna, yeah. The world is gonna spin.
Something I say too, though, is like, regardless, whatever your situation is, good neighborhood, bad neighborhood, whatever, every time you leave your house, it's a risk. You take it to not come back. You can't really expect anything. You don't know what's going to happen when you leave.
And it could be ridiculous.
Exactly.
I mean, it could be as silly as you walked out the door and got bit by a mosquito that had whatever. So your ability to predict the risk is so I think that's where all the constant anxiety comes from.
What do you mean?
It's just too much risk to try and factor in.
Well, no, there's,
so if you I think that's an innately human thing as well.
Yeah, no, I agree. Evolutionary, even like that's why you stay alive.
I almost feel like there's so many different things.
Risk assessment and shit.
There's so many different things to be afraid of that it has to be a human trait to be afraid of things.
Well, it's survival. No. It's a survival-based instinct.
Right.
It's first you have to quantify what's in front of you and decide whether or not it's a risk. If it's a risk, you have to fight or flight, react.
Right.
So everything surrounding you falls into those categories. There isn't anything that it doesn't. I'm drinking water today. Thank God I don't live in Flint. You know what I mean? Like, you turn around in this thing you trusted, so you have to kind of give in to. You don't know.
Right. So tell me, what do you want to know?
Do I want to know?
Yeah. What do you want?
See, that's like, there's so many conversations you're bringing up that I've had with other people before. Where it's just like, it brings me back because there's like, I feel like a lot of people want to know wild things.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some things I choose to just not know. Like someone wanted to get their tarot cards read. I'm like, I don't want to know that shit.
That's not you do your thing, but no, I'm okay.
Right.
I don't know spoilers.
Yeah.
No spoilers.
Yeah, because then you're worried the rest of your life, But I think, just I want to know more about just like how to be a better person. Like, not that I'm like a terrible person, but like
you want to grow.
Whatever can just keep me going and get to my highest point. That's what I want to know.
Okay.
I like to think of us as like the coolest bonsai trees in the world are humans. Like if you think of the way they learn, that if you see it as a tree, like there's the roots of where they start and what they're interested in. And it's like this amazingly shaped living thing. And it's, everybody's no two are the same. The branches go different ways, and you start looking at something that somebody else looked at yesterday, but because of some experience you had as a little kid, you decide to go, yeah, but what about this piece? And nobody else would have thought to think about what about that piece. And so I say endlessly, perspective is the $7.5 billion asset we waste the most in this world.
Long story short, I would say, though, I want to know. Because I want to know whatever I could know. Like, I want to know how to play fucking guitar, piano. I want to be able to learn how to produce. I want to know. So just generally, that's it, Learning more, always, all the time. Don't want to stop.
That plays into my my answer for, hey, what is the meaning of life, right? There's a big question, what is the meaning of life? My argument has always been like everything life has ever done to you, it is a trick question. The answer to what is the meaning of life is question.
The answer is question.
The answer is question. The answer is go find it. Be your tree. Go find that stuff where your passion is.
It's whatever that gives you meaning.
Yeah. It's a trick question.
Is fucking why I'm here, man. Like, it's a large reason. My family, music, all types of shit. But
make noise be heard,
You read my mind. I was going to ask, why are you here?
Why are you here? Make the music?
No.
Just to make our ears happy?
To make music and ultimately use like my financial gains off of that to like reinvest into the community around me and like even other communities and to spur change elsewhere as well. There's a lot that I really want to do.
That gives me a minute to like go, hey, that's our goal. Our goal is the idea that what if you created studios that came out of the community that were free for the community so that people in the different communities could hear each other, see each other, know each other. It's like pointing our spotlight up at the sky and going, hey, there are actually people out here. I don't know what those crazy motherfuckers, oh, did I say that out loud? Are doing. But you know what? We're just people here, and I see that you're just people there, and I'm tired of their bullshit.
Well, the goal is I like to
unity.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
One world, one people.
Yeah. Exactly. One love.
One love.
One love. Yeah.
One love.
That's what it was missing. But have you ever watched, okay, so this is going to be a totally aside. Have you watched any of the Marvel stuff on Disney, the shows?
Watched Moon Knight. That shit was busted. I'm not going to lie.
Is it really? Oh, so
it's a full season out, or did they got a couple episodes?
I watched the finale.
Okay.
It's 6 episodes.
We'll have to watch it.
We'll have to give that a look. Yeah.
I'm telling you, if you're looking to fix that itch, Falcon and the Winter Soldier is
I seen that one. That was pretty. Yeah.
Well, and that's where she's running around with the hand on her face, screaming "One world, one people."
Yeah, and there's that fake Captain America. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the one. He would have lived. No, wasn't it the worst? They made us pity him so bad.
They picked the worst one.
And he's coming back as a villain.
He is?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I want to see his face.
I
want to punch him.
I saw Doctor Strange.
Oh, dude, tell me how it was. Don't give us too much, but like.
No spoilers, but it was. Other people think I'm too generous, but I said 7.5.
Wow.
Off what?
I'm a Cumberbatch dude, so I definitely think.
I think the first one was better. I think it's because they changed the director, because it's Sam Raimi, and I don't know who the other guy was who did
Sam
the other
Raimi
one, but I like
is
the
guy
first
that
one.
did Spider-Man. He's
done a bunch of Spider-Mans, I think, with a variety of different actors.
Yeah, well, no, I'm saying.
I think he's the guy they call in.
Is he the guy?
Can we tell the Uncle Ben story again? Where's Sam?
Well, no, I'm saying there's a trilogy by him, just the trilogy.
One of them.
Yeah, and one of them is his, and the other one is someone else's. I don't remember how that works exactly.
So did he get Toby? Probably.
I think he got Toby.
If he got 3, that's Toby. Because didn't what's his name only have 2?
So the Doctor Strange, you really like?
Yeah, Andrew Garfield only had 2, and yeah, no, it was pretty good. I don't know, the direction was weird. And I kind of think like there's a new character they introduced. I'm not gonna speak on it too much, but I just think like
it didn't work.
I just think because even someone who read the comics for the new character that they show you, they're like their origin story was so much better. They fucking blew it in this one, man.
Sometimes they do that. Sometimes
it didn't register.
I think they did a really good job on the Spider-Man one, but sometimes with characters they don't always get the origin story. Right?
When you see, bro, Doctor Strange is in like I feel like he's kind of involved in everything because he's one of the people who's like keeping track of shit.
Yeah.
So there's some faces you're gonna see, and you're like, oh shit, that connects. That's good.
Okay. See, I look forward to that.
Okay.
Well, I think I've been amazed by that.
I've heard that the Spider-Man's like that.
I was gonna totally kiss off this universe.
The last one.
I was gonna kiss off the whole thing after the final Avengers movie. Like, okay,
really?
There's no way they can keep me in. There's just no way.
Right.
You're going. There's no way after all this somehow they're.
I was ready to quit. I probably would have quit if you guys didn't have Disney Plus. I probably would have quit.
But then I started watching those little Disney shorts.
People shat on the Black Widow movie, and I thought it was okay.
I thought it was pretty good. I liked it.
I think that in general, our gender appreciated a great deal more, and thank you for Black Widow and the beautiful ladies that have trained to turn letters someday.
And there's some people I just can't even talk to them about movies, because like there's some people that think it's all about, well, it's popular and it made this much money at the box office, but it's like you can tell the quality when you're looking at it, and especially like. Originally, before like I was pursuing music, I was always pursuing music, but I did other stuff. So we got really into film for a while. I still want to get back into that for like audio engineering and stuff.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Well, and just to
But
be able to put out your own videos and stuff, you've got a little better
yeah,
idea.
Right.
well, actually, the first thing I started before I started engineering, I was using video engineering editing software to engineer my music, and I was like, is there a better way? And then I figured out there's audio stuff for that
The
too.
audio versus the
Right.
video, yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
But like seeing, like, I get, like, I've been in a class in college, like they let you look at the film,
Uh-huh.
old film, that you get to see behind the scenes, you get to see how everything is done. So like I look at movies very critically,
Mm-hmm.
and the special
me
effects
too.
just didn't seem right
Oh, they seemed
in
off.
this Doctor Strange one. Yeah, it's a little funky. I don't know. That was my
That's my one complaint with Disney owning everything. I've kind of noticed that a lot across the line with Disney, that there are moments in the CGI where you're kind of like,
really.
yeah,
What?
right.
What am I?
Why? How is it I'm
I'll say
catching
that-
this, but you missed
listen,
it? Is how it ends up
listen,
feeling. Because
I'll-
you know how much of it's CGI'd already.
I'll say that you guys complain about Disney's CGI, but you're not a DC fan. They suck. They're bad.
I
like
love
I
DC.
I love DC, but I hate their CGI, dude.
Oh, it's
what
even
is-
worse.
Yes, it's so much
In
worse.
movies.
They CGI'd Superman's mustache off because he didn't want to shave it. His lip looks weird. It's weird stuff like that.
Wait a minute.
I don't watch the
Steppenwolf
Superman
looked
movies.
Yeah,
so
no, I
Like,
haven't been back since
exactly. I've
what's
been
his
watching
name
them,
broke his
and
neck.
they're not.
I definitely
not since
I think-
Chris
like
Reeves
what-
have I been a Superman guy.
Chris Reeves.
My Superman broke his neck and died like a real man.
I'm only saying that Disney's both of the companies are able to do crazy things with CGI.
There's no excuse.
But
That's the point. There's no excuse for
Okay,
either of them to have
there's
any.
no excuse for there's no.
I shouldn't see a flaw
There's
at
no
$100 million
explanation.
to make a movie.
Mm,
All they could be doing is buying their coffee at Starbucks to explain how high
Bro,
that money
look at
is.
the fucking Iron Man movies in 2013. From like 2010 to 2013, this shit was
They
on
still
point.
hold
And
up.
then
On
They
point.
still
What
And
the
then what
fuck?
happened?
Yeah,
Disney
I don't
bought
know
him.
what the?
Disney bought him.
Come on, bro.
Disney bought him. I'm telling you what happened. Disney bought
I
him.
will say I haven't seen him. I haven't seen
Like-
him make
Mouse
a,
can't draw.
I will say I haven't seen him make a bad movie. Like
No,
I haven't seen him make a movie that I was like, I don't like this.
I will say this, but the stories, the ability to mesh it all together, and the combination of actors they've brought together, that's a lot of it. It's that they're iconic actors, sort of, even before. And the idea that, and I'm a Renner dude now too. Have you seen Mayor of Kingstown yet?
Nope.
Dude,
Nah.
He's the dude that played Hawkeye.
the guy that plays Hawkeye.
Yeah.
And it is just brutal.
I-
Port
There's
City.
a lot of movies that I like.
Oh no, it's a show. It's a show, and it's one of those. The only reason
shows, movies. I like it all though. I like shows more because I feel like they give you so much more screen time. So
right
Right.
anymore, it
You get-
seems like long movies that they're putting as much effort
Like-
into the show. Yeah,
like fucking Civil War, Marvel shit. That could have been a series. There's so much more characters in the comics than they put in the movie.
Right.
There's a lot.
I will say it's hard to get that many characters in a movie.
oh
Yeah.
It is hard to figure that
Yeah.
out because like if you do it the wrong way, it's gonna feel forced and it's
And you have
like
to
an hour's
write it
not a
all
lot
in.
of time, you know?
no, I
And you
figured-
have to
I
write it
figured
all
out how
in.
the mouse could make a
Yeah.
ton of money.
What do you mean?
I figured out what the mouse needs to do.
Okay. Are you gonna
They
give
need
it to us for free?
Yep, I'm gonna
You
give
can
it to
give
the
it to-
mouse for free. I'm gonna give it to you guys for free. They need to clone the
Shit.
Clone Wars.
Own the
That they need
Does that
Marvel
mean?
Clone Wars. So in other words, what you get is a series that's moments between and has all the depth from the cartoon, but it'd have to be handled perfectly.
right.
But if you look at like Clone Wars and those, which are standalone awesome,
right.
you know, that delve into the Star Wars universe but tell a story in between,
right.
dude, you print money and toys for
Right.
days.
If you could do that and you could also figure out how to like make sure that it makes sense with the movies, that would be like that would be solid because you could add in new characters that don't
The
get
pieces
shown
that
in the
you missed
movies.
in Civil
Exactly.
War.
You can
Right.
add in stuff in the middle. You know, like that's
Just saying. So, but my
Yeah.
real question is, what do you really got going on, EuTheCypher? So sell yourself out. Pretend you're a whore. Give us every last bit of what you're selling, my lady. I can smell the fish from here. What you selling, brother?
So much. Shit, like where I come from, Brooklyn, fucking paying respect to all the other communities around me, fucking getting my music everywhere, fucking
Where
creating
is your music?
Tell us where to go. Where are we gonna go to hear it?
Where are we going?
SoundCloud, YouTube eventually, and for regular updates, my Instagram is always active.
Is that all under U, capital U-E, capital T-H-E, capital C-Y-P-H-E-R? EuTheCypher?
I think actually my Insta is longer because I used to go by HMW EuTheCypher, but
EuTheCypher.
I got it.
We're gonna add it to all the posts.
We're gonna add it.
We're gonna make sure people have a place to find you.
We got you.
If you could sing a song a cappella, any song you chose, which one would you sing right now?
Damn.
I mean, or you could kind of wimp out and wander off and with your tail between your legs if you want. I mean, you don't have to. I'm not just. I'm sorry, bro. That was just wrong.
I gotta think about
on the spot now. Go. No, I'm just playing.
Oh no! What we're gonna do though is we want to get you back and talk a lot more about music.
Yeah, we definitely want to do it like.
Tell RJ I got a freestyle. I got a freestyle over there live.
That's my point. Yes. That we can get you on live on the board working with everybody in the room. I think.
I think we can figure that out. I hope.
Well, we were talking about we want to get Yeezy Beats to be able to work with us direct from the Netherlands. He's the guy that's given us permission to use his beats on the show.
Fire.
And he's got like 300-400 beats, something like that. He's got
a lot.
Somewhere in the Netherlands. And
oh shit!
You know,
I'm gonna send you his
look his stuff up because then you can come on and we can use him on the show to freestyle.
Yeah.
Sure.
Speaking of which, thank you, Yeezy Beats, for all of that because that's huge for the music stuff we're working on.
Shouts out to the Smoke Shop.
Thank you, Tobacco Land, Sam,
Agler.
behind Stigler and Agler, behind the Speedway.
Go talk to
Sam. Kristen might be there.
Go talk to them, bro.
They're the best CBD shop around, bro. I'm telling you, like, my man over here is anxious sometimes, and what he'll do is, you know, we don't have a brand. We're not like popping off for somebody's brand or anything here. We're just saying sometimes CBD will lower it when you're not trying to get high and you just want to chill.
Right. That's right there. When you want to calm down, CBD. That's the route to go.
That's the route. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
That's the route, no doubt. No cap.
No cap. Oh my God, EuTheCypher, what a great time. Thank you so much. Stay on the line.
Sir. Talk a lot of business, bro. So much.
I can't see. Can you see yours?
What do you mean? Oh, is it? I don't.